What got you here doesn't define who you are. As a business owner, in the moment, you made a decision. But step one in all of this is to stop digging. This is not the time to take a leap on a new incentive or a new idea or a new campaign. It is time to focus on how to improve the profitability of your business so that you can attack this debt head on. Hey, welcome to Pivot to Profit podcast. This is a two-part series. We're going to be talking about business debt. So let's dive right in. I want to talk about something that most business owners struggle with, but just don't want to admit. They have business debt. And sometimes it's a line of credit. Sometimes it's those Shopify loans or PayPal loans. Sometimes it's just credit card debt that we keep saying, oh, we'll pay it off next month. But the thing is, for business owners, carrying that debt is a heavy weight. And for most business owners, debt isn't a financial problem, it's an emotional one. And there is a hidden cost of having business debt. And I do want to be clear that there is good debt and there's bad debt. But most business owners struggle and are weighed down by bad debt. It's that short-term debt, the debt that we took on for the growth and we just haven't been able to pay. Good debt is the investment in equipment, assets, a building. Those are things that bring us money. But it's the weight of the bad debt that keeps us up at night and that is stealing our profitability. Debt creates anxiety every month, stress, and draining our profitability, sleepless nights, decision fatigue, because you're like, well, I've got to be paying this big amount every month. Those credit cards at 24%, 26% a month, that costs you thousands of dollars a year by carrying that debt. And if you remember, the credit card debt, that interest payment comes every month if you don't pay it off, if you don't pay down your balance. So it's those little bad debt that carries us. And that line of credit that we have so that we can make that big investment or have inventory, but then the inventory is sitting in the warehouse, that's costing us money every day. And some loans I've seen have interest rates at 90+%. I call these crack loans. And I've seen other loans like the PayPal or the Shopify loans, which are great in the short term, but in the long term, every purchase a client makes, they take a percentage of. So they take your profitability right away. So you completely don't have access to your profit. In some cases, if you don't have high enough profit margin, they're taking the cash that you need to fulfill on what you sold right there in that moment from that loan. So the deal is, if you're sitting on bad business debt, it's just time to own up to it and say, look, decisions were made, is what is, here's where I am, but now it's time to stop digging the hole deeper. So before we can make a plan and talk about how to pay off debt, you just need to admit where you are, admit that there's emotions with it, and make a decision to stop digging the hole deeper. So this is not the time to hire an expensive employee or to launch a huge big launch that's going to cost you a lot of money. It's not the time to hire that contractor that has a 6-month contract that's thousands a month. It's not the time to launch a big marketing campaign that has a huge startup cost or to sign a 12-month agreement for a software that's going to solve all your problems. Growth doesn't solve crazy cash flow problems. Profitable operations does. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do in your business is to simply say, not yet. We're not ready. So just start by admitting that there's business debt and it's not good debt. It's the bad kind of debt, the credit card debt, the short-term loans, and just decide to stop spending and make it worse. Don't hire that coach or that vendor that's $5,000 a month in a 6-month contract if you're sitting on bad debt. And also understand that bad debt doesn't define you. Carrying bad debt doesn't mean that you've failed. Many incredible businesses have gone through difficult seasons. And in that moment, you made the best decision you could And at that moment, you needed money to make payroll, to get that order fulfilled, to do whatever it was. Sometimes you just have to do what you got to do, but now we're not going to make it bigger. The difference is acknowledging that it's okay. You are where you are. We're not going to make those decisions again, and we're going to create a plan to get out of this. And that executed and understanding that the goal is to be free of this weight and the emotional heaviness of it, that will bring freedom. So before I go into all the steps of how to do with debt, you just need to acknowledge the decisions were made. It is what is. What got you here doesn't define who you are. As a business owner, in the moment, you made a decision. But step one in all of this is to stop digging. This is not the time to take a leap on a new incentive or a new idea or a new campaign. It is time to focus on how to improve the profitability of your business so that you can attack this debt head on. Start getting information together about the interest rates that you're paying, your monthly payments. Get clarity on who you owe and what you owe them for. And then the next part of this series, I'm going to roll up my sleeves and give you actionable steps of what you can do to really dive in to the debt that you have in your business and how to make it go away. So it's okay. You are where you are. Decisions were made. And it's heavy, but it's time to be free of that. So if you have bad business debt, step one, don't keep digging the hole. And on the next episode, I'm going to give you actionable steps of how to get out of the hole. If this is something that you need help with, if you don't even know where to start with your business numbers, just go to pamjordan.com. We would love to help you.